Uh-oh, guess what day it is?
I'm gonna make you girls a hump day treat.
Mike. It's hump day.
Perhaps I could help you with that hump.
What hump?
A very good day for some midweek malarkey.
Right? Because we don't really have anything else to do. I mean, aside from work, etc. Hey, it's your old Uncle Brad, not the creepy one, the other one. And it is time for some midweek malarkey. And we are just basically proving what a wacky world it is by going over some wacky, crazy, nutty stories from around the world. If you don't usually watch or listen to the Daily Mojo, you can do that. We get into politics and stuff over there. But, here we just do stupid stuff. Well, it all depends on what your definition of is, or stupid is. Because stupid is as stupid does. This first story, it's crazy, but it has to do with you nose pickers. Researchers at Western Sydney University have revealed results of a study showing that frequent nose pickers may in fact have a higher probability of developing Alzheimer's disease. This was reported by WION-TV back earlier this month. The habit, they say, introduces, strange terminology, but introduces germs into the nasal cavity that trigger the brain to produce beta amyloid as a defense. An abundance of beta amyloid is believed to be the leading cause of Alzheimer's. It's essential to note that the temporary relief obtained from nose picking is not a substitute for proper nasal hygiene. Please remember that. Proper nasal hygiene being regular cleaning and maintenance of the nasal passages through, not genital, gentle methods. Like saline nasal rinses or blowing the nose. If you can stomach blowing your nose. There for a while, every time I'd blow my nose, I'd get a nosebleed. But that, my friends, is a completely different story. Meanwhile, out in California, and this is crazy. Well, it's California. But a doctor there has refused to move from his $16 million cliffside mansion. Why? Well, he's stubborn. But the mansion itself, if you look over here, it's courtesy of the New York Post, the mansion itself is actually perched on the edge of a cliff, and because of all of the rain out in California, they say it never rains in California, but it pours. According to records, it is the priciest home along that coastline complex. $16 million. It's a 4-bedroom property registered to a radiologist. The guy's 82. His name is Louis Brugman. The house is fine. That's what they say. The house it's no problem with the house. I mean, they've even said it's safe to live in. Kind of crazy. But they say it's not threatened. I mean, I look at that and it looks threatening to me. I don't want to live. I mean, the rest of the hillside probably seemed like it was okie dokie. The house is fine, though. It's not threatened, and it will not be red tagged, according to local television station KCAL. The city agrees that there's no major structural issue with the house. Until there is. Now, if you look at a couple of the other images of the house, especially the one from overhead, it looks like it could be, bad. That first step is a doozy. But hey, you got a $16 million house, you don't want to leave it? It's a free country. Well, it's sort of a free country-ish. Who remembers Sweet Home Alabama? Because there is a fabulous it's not a meme, it's a story in the New York Post. And apparently a woman got really pissed off in a bar because this is going to be a whole lot easier. First of all, the scene from Sweet Home Alabama, if you don't remember this.
That got a magazine. Oh, well, thank you. Look at you. You have a baby.
In a bar. Right? That's a great scene. However, it wasn't so great when this woman at a bar somewhere in Texas got really pissed off because a couple, or I guess a couple of women, I'm sure they were just friends, but they brought their baby into a bar.
You're 22, get out.
I'm 27.
And get your baby out of a bar.
You've got your baby. You've got your baby in a bar. Now, people are getting all over this woman, the older woman, for saying that she's a Karen. You decide.
You guys are idiots. Why would you do that? Why would you do this for Jordan?
He's having fun.
No, he's not having fun. You're an idiot. You're an idiot.
You guys, look around.
Hey,
you won $9,800.
Get your fucking kid out of the bar. I'm gonna shit. Jamie, is that your name?
No, it's not.
Get your fucking kid out of the bar. You have a baby in a bar.
I swear to you, she must have watched Sweet Home Alabama before that happened. Now, the management of the bar came up and were defending the two women with the baby in the bar and asked the older Karen if she would leave. I don't guess they really asked her if she would leave. They told her she had to leave.
Actually, I'm going to call the police. You need to leave.
All right, I'm going to have to take issue. Were they bothering her? I mean, when you got a screaming baby in a bar, I mean, seriously, what are you doing with a baby in a bar? Maybe they couldn't get a babysitter. But you've got a baby in a bar. And some people go to a bar to unwind, drink alcohol, chill out, and have a good time. And others want to bring their baby to the bar, I guess.
Yeah, in a bar.
Right? I mean, you're sitting next to that, and babies are cute, don't get me wrong. But you're sitting next to that, listening to that, and you're trying to relax, chill, knock the edge off the day, which, at work, and I know where you work, it can get a little stressful, right? Trying to knock the edge off, and you got that in your ear. That seems like it is some sort of a party foul.
They're outside, but they're outside.
Right? I mean, imagine sitting next to that on an airplane. Would you be happy? I mean, granted, you can't get up and leave the air. Well, although these days there are a lot of people getting up and trying to leave airplanes, but you can't really. You can get up and you can leave a bar, but why should you? If they came in, they brought the baby into the bar. Baby starts screaming like that. Hey, how you doing?
Why are they leaving?
It's okay. Let's go. We're good.
She's just getting really bad. We're gonna go.
Yeah, we're going to leave. It's fine.
She's
You can
just.
stay. You guys can go. Thank you so much.
Wait a second.
Thank you so much.
They're all there.
Are you going to party upstairs? Or?
I'm with Tyler.
I'm with Tyler. I'm with the party upstairs. She's had a few. You still think that is she still in the right?
Okay.
Don't touch it. No, it's how this works. Not how it works.
Now, see, there's the entitlement coming out. A member of the staff then politely asks the woman to leave the bar.
You're getting too close.
Like, get out. Get out of the bar. Was that right? I mean, or do you actually get do you have the right to enjoy your alcohol in peace? I guess is the question there. Do you have the right to actually get soused and not have a screaming baby right next to you. If you are still, at work, there is a recommendation. You're going to love this. This is hold on a second. The pop-up says, I've been nominated to receive a diverse something. I love pop-ups. But there is a new paper out. The brains over at the University of Nottingham Schools of Psychology and Medicine. They have a solution if you want to keep the stress level down, keep the anxiety down, and keep the overload of information down at work. And it's simple. You just have to pay more attention at work. They analyzed 142 employees. The results have been published in PLOS ONE, which is, if you've never been to one of their Christmas parties, let me just tell you. PhD student Elizabeth Marsh from the School of Psychology led the Mixed Methods study and said, hey, as work is increasingly mediated by digital technology, we wanted to find out the impact this is having on people's health and whether there are ways to mitigate this. All right, we don't want everybody else stressed out. Shortens your lifespan, reduces your enjoyment, your quality of life. She said, we found that being mindfully and confidently digital, should be considered important elements of living a healthy digital working life in the 21st century. Participants in the study were surveyed about their experience of the dark side effects of the digital workplace, which were identified as stress, overload, anxiety, FOMO, that's fear of missing out, and addiction, and how those affected their health. The results show that more digitally confident workers were likely to experience digital workplace anxiety. We're less likely to experience digital workplace anxiety. That word matters. While those with higher mindfulness were better protected against all the dark side effects. Still trying to figure. I guess maybe you're in a digital workplace right now. I guess I'm technically in a digital workplace right now. Digital workplace technologies, like email, instant messaging, and mobile devices have been shown to contribute to perceptions of stress by employees, and employees may experience stress when having to adapt to a constantly evolving digital workplace, which can lead to burnout and poor health. Remember all the crap they used to tell us, if you're old enough to remember when email became a thing? Remember how email was going to be great because it was going to cut down on all the paper in the office, and you weren't going to have to come back to your desk and find a stack of paper. Somebody left you a memo. It's, not another memo from her. She kills more trees in a day than they do at the Pacific Paper Company. But email was supposed to make everything better. No more trees dying slow, painful deaths. You were going to be able to organize everything much more efficiently, get things done much more quickly, and pretty much email has just turned into one of the largest time wasters on the face of planet Earth. And the other thing this is saying, too, the fact that it's ever-changing. Results from more while those that are higher mindfulness better protected. Data from 14 interviews also indicated ways that digital mindfulness can help protect well-being. And they keep changing stuff. That's the other part of this. They keep changing the way you do things. Now, you have all of these new, what are the apps that are supposed to make you more easily communicate with team members? That's what you need, is another app to make you more easily connected. Dr. Alexa Spence, sorry, I almost did a bad
Please
thing.
do not use gendered language to address everyone.
Sorry, did not mean to gender her. Don't. Digital workplace technologies like email, instant messaging, mobile devices have been shown to contribute to perceptions of stress by employees, and employees can experience stress when having to adapt to that constantly evolving digital workplace Mindfulness, though, they say, is defined as a state of consciousness that involves paying attention in the present moment intentionally and non-judgmentally. The study showed that employees who were more mindful were less exposed to adverse impacts of the dark side of the digital workplace. See, to me, this seems an awful lot like office place propaganda. You know what we need, boys, is we need a good study out there to tell people that if they just paid more attention and were more mindful about where they are and what they're doing and not dick around on Facebook and Twitter or whatever they're calling it these days, you know, like you're doing right now, that if you were actually paying attention to work, you'd be less stressed. Maybe there's something to it. Professor of Digital Technology for Mental Health. You know, when you were choosing college majors and you thought, wow, I want to be a professor of digital technology for mental health. I know, right? Seems like everybody's doing it these days. The research her name is Elvira. I'm sorry.
Please do not use gendered language to address everyone.
Let's just call her Elvira Perez Vallejos. Elvira says the research shows that organizations need to consider how to manage digital workplace hazards alongside other psychosocial and physical risks in the workplace. Helping employees foster mindful awareness when working digitally could really help overall well-being. And how many times just today have I said that to the staff here at the Desert Air Motel Convention Center, former Bunny Slope, and the Dirty Turtle Bar and Grill, which is having a special today. I believe it is cheeseburger with onions. It's only $17. Good times. Well, you'd never know it by looking outside, but the dog sled race known, hold on a second, it's the Can-Am Crown International Sled Dog Race. They've taken place in northern Maine for more than 3 decades, but they're not going to be happening this year. It's all very sad. There's no snow. Lack of snow on the ground. Forecasted heavy rainstorm and period of unseasonably warm weather. Says that, it sucks. Unique challenges they have a way of saying things. The unique challenges presented by the lack of snow. When you're a sled dog race, I would think that that's more than a unique challenge presented by the lack of snow. Maybe I'm missing something. Maybe they put wheels on them. I don't know. They have led us to conclude that moving forward with, see what they did there? Moving forward with this year's race could compromise the well-being of all involved. I can imagine, especially the dogs who are trying to pull your big butt across dirt. The races are held in Fort Kent, more than 300 miles north of Portland, Maine, not Oregon, near the border with Canada. The town has had 46 inches of snow this year and normally would have had more than 80 inches by now, according to the National Weather Service. The races were founded in 1992. They've had to occasionally reroute over the years because of conditions. You know, like unique conditions such as lack of snow. If you're planning on going, make other plans. And then in India, Kathua, India, to be specific, which again, this time of year, it is amazing. Truly amazing. It's even more amazing when you realize that the train you're about to see left the station with no crew on board. Hold on a second. We have to sit through a pre-roll for Adobe Acrobat. Just a second. I think he's being mindful at work. Or maybe he's not. Let's just enjoy it together, shall we? Look at that. See? He's being mindful. He's not stressed out. He obviously listened to the Australian psychiatrist and psychologist. This here is the train. This is the ghost train. Remember, there's nobody on board that train. It sped through 5 train stations and was filmed going through this station on the 25th, which is 3 days ago? Monday? Sunday. The train left from Kathua, India, bound for Hoshiarpur, 84 miles away, but when it stopped for a crew change, it rolled down another track and gathered speed while they were all standing around with their fingers in their nose, hopefully not getting Alzheimer's. But scary thing. Both the driver and the assistant had disembarked when the train set off before being stopped by the Indian Railways staff. The dot, not feather. No word on whether or not there was curry aboard the train. There could have been, though. Now, see, this is like a TxDOT road crew. They're all standing around pointing. Well, he got off and then it took off. I don't know what happened. Bob did it. Excuse me, Rijampur did it. I don't know, the button over here. I told Bob that I was getting off he was supposed to stay on the train, but he didn't stay on the train. Maybe if we turn this wheel. Maybe if we don't turn this wheel. Nobody was injured. That's the good news. The incident has sparked safety concerns. Really? Because the crisis was only averted when wait a second, this is how they stopped the train? Wooden blocks were placed on the track in front of it. Well, I never would have. I mean, who would you? The wooden blocks eventually managed to slow the train down and bring it to a complete stop. So again, the next time you think you're having a crappy day at work, just remember the runaway train in Kathua, India. And try throwing some wooden blocks down in front of people at work. Maybe it'll slow them down too. We're not going to play this whole next video, but this was sent to me by a friend, and it's from the YouTube channel Music 5756. And it was posted 12 years ago. But in just a second, you'll understand why it was one of those wait, what moments when we started to watch it. And it's called Street Dentists in India. Yes. Street Dentists in India. I mean, who wouldn't step up to that and get you some dentistry done, right? Pushkar Singh is the Doc Jr. And Pyara Singh is the Doc Senior. They've got their little dentist office set up on the sidewalk. Seems legit to me. I mean, there's minimal number of flies flying on. The only difference between the rich doctors and us is that they have fancy chairs, fans, servants, x-ray, and other gadgets. They take a lot of money. Normal people can't afford that. And just for a second, let me just stop and say he's right. Dentistry is expensive. That's all I had to say. But they actually had people stop and work on their teeth. Okay. At least you don't get the sound of the dentist drill. I mean, that's something to be thankful for. No. No. Whoa, you didn't want to see that. I'll tweet that link out. And if you were watching the Daily Mojo this morning, you at least heard part of the story about the Willie's chocolate experience. It sounds a little crazier than it probably is. The Willie's chocolate experience was happening in Glasgow, Scotland. And apparently it wasn't everything that they said it was cracked up to be or supposed to be, because people bought tickets for the Willie's chocolate experience in Glasgow. The headline on the Independent website is Angry Oompa Loompas and No Chocolate, Willy Wonka actor. They don't say, well, they did say Wonka actor. I figured they were avoiding the whole Wonka thing to get the, trademark infringement lawsuits down. But Wonka actor breaks silence on Willie's chocolate experience chaos. And he goes into it, and the guy was hired to play Wonka, Willie. And it was a real fustercluck, let me tell you. Now there are some videos over on the YouTube of people who actually went into the Willie's chocolate experience.
It's actually nothing.
Actually,
oh my God.
There's nothing here.
My heart sank. It wasn't even like fear. It was just, I just felt sad because I was aware of how many kids were going to be coming through, and like just looking around the place and just being like, this is terrible. Like, we were told to hand the kids like a couple of jelly beans and a quarter cup of lemonade at the end.
Told to hand the kids a couple of jelly beans, a quarter cup of lemonade. Please, sir, may I have another jelly bean? No, shut up and get out. He had more to say.
I went up to the people running it as well and had asked about, I was like, what do you want me to do with this script? Because none of the things, like the special effects and things like that, none of that's there. What do you want me to do? And I was just told, do whatever I want.
Do whatever you want. So that's the guy they hired to play Willie. That was the guy. He said that they handed him a script that was AI-generated nonsense and meant absolutely nothing. And then I think this is another one of the parents or somebody who went through. It cost £35, which is a lot, right? Like $40. It was marketed quite well. They had really pretty pictures, but the actual event turned out to be a warehouse. Look at that. That's what they charge people $40 to go through. The experience left children in tears and parents beyond furious. Wait a second, left kids in tears? No. I mean, I guess you could be disappointed. But the thing that really, I think, freaked them out is this. Because this character had I don't know what the hell that has to do with Willie and the chocolate experience, but that character comes out of a little hidey hole. I'll play the video. It's hard. There's not much of the video to see, but you'll see. Creepy mystery character scares children at the Willy Wonka experience in Glasgow. Now it does. I don't know how many times he did that during the course of the day, but that would scare me. He's moving around like one of those chicken people. The chicken people. The chicken people. Is that all we have for today? Or now I'm going to save this one. If you saw on the X, if you saw I guess it's the latest, I'm going to call it an urban legend, but that the Fannie Willis Bluetooth ID, let's just say it's not what you think it might be. It's just not. Not even close. So don't even think that it's real, because it's not real. It's not real at all. Well, with that, I guess it's time to go. You know, we really should come up with a better way to say goodbye other than just to say, hey, goodbye. I don't know, that kind of works too. So see you tomorrow morning on the Daily Mojo at thedailymojo.com. Don't forget to, if you don't already, follow me on the X, formerly known as Twitter, and all of the other socials, and that would be at Real Brad Staggs. And we'll do this again next Wednesday, because why not? It's a half hour of stupidity. And the fact that we can do this together is amazing to begin with. Then don't forget on Saturday morning, 9 o'clock Central Time, Jeff Fisher, the host of the Chewing the Fat podcast, and I, yours truly, me, not the camel, just me, will be doing our Saturday morning show without a name. We'll come up with one eventually, I'm sure. In the meantime, however, TTFN. That's ta-ta for now. But then I'm sure you already knew that. What happens when I push that button? Oh, that.